Hi, guys. Thanks for joining my YouTube channel. Well, guys, today we have Martel Holt on his press tour with Mr. Carlos King. My question is, why Martel Holt, Carlos King? Of all your cast members, I've never seen you on a press tour. How did this come about? You and Martel went to Atlanta, New York. Y'all went to the Big Tigger show. Beautiful. I guess it's good publicity for the show. But why go on a press tour with Martel Holt? The other interesting thing is, which I didn't doubt that, but Carlos King reiterated and want the people to know that I have genuine love for Martel and Melody Cherie. Guys, leave your comments down below. Do you think that Carlos King is going to take sides? Carlos King is there to make money. Carlos King is there to make a good show. That is it. That is all. Yes, he cares about the Holts, but he cares about his money more. Like, these guys are machines. They are a product. They are a brand. They need to produce. Like, and Carlos King continues to make this clear. He continues to pound on this. I'm really not here to make friends. He has said this countless times. So when we see him in an interview with Melody and he's catering to Melody, this is all part of the game. When we see him in an interview with Stormy and he's catering to Stormy, when we see him in an interview with Letitia and he's catering to these people, what do you want from him? He's just not going, he can't. As a producer of a show where he wants everybody to produce, he cannot take a side. It's so crazy that a lot of people, they can't even see the human aspects of what's going on in real time. We'll take, for instance, Melody is going through a real custody battle. She is literally fighting for her kids. Why? Because Martel pretty much threatened to take her kids away from her. It was all well and dandy, when they had 7 days, 7 off. But he proposed full custody. What was she to do? Sit there with her hands tied and say, yes, take my kids? Even though it said that Melody did not want full custody. That's what some people say. Some people say she wanted to be considerate of Martel, whatever the situation is. Because none of us is in her head. None of us know exactly how Melody feels. We see Melody. We know her. We don't know her schedule, but we know she's busy. We know she goes a lot. We know that the 7 days, 7 days on, 7 days off was pretty convenient for her. Because as a single mother, it would be hard to live the lifestyle in which she lives. A whole nother video. However, okay, I don't believe that people really take the time to see Melody's situation as a human experience, because it's all being played out on national television and on the internet. We know women all over the world is going through this currently and have gone through this. So Melody is not exempt. She's not in a boat by herself. These things happen. Women go through custody battles, and men, every day. Every day. But I don't know if most people have the empathy that they should have for Melody. Why? I believe because of how it's being played out, because of how it seems that bloggers have vital and personal information. Now, we don't know most of it. We could assume that most of it is made up, but we don't know if most of it is real, is true. And so you have people looking in from the outside in saying, Why do they know this stuff? Where are they getting this stuff from? Who's fueling this? Who has this situation? Who's fueling it? Like, this stuff has been going on from the inception of this show. We saw this marriage being broken down piece by piece. And years later, even after divorce, we're still talking about it. So I don't know if people have the empathy that they would for someone who this wasn't being played out on television. And as long as Melody Cherie is connected and attached, in my opinion, to Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's going to be a negative situation. It's going to be a negative situation. Even though Melody has turned another leaf, she wants peace, and this is what I was saying. Your just in life period, your actions will cause a reaction. This is just in life period. And you can't determine when the reactor doesn't want to react anymore. You understand? Now, you could have moved on. You want to move on. You don't want any drama. You don't want to be a part of none of this. And that's fine. That's fine. That could be your stance, but you don't have control over the other person who is involved in this situation with you. And I agree, peace by all means, but that is the problem with controversy and situations. God forgives, God forgets, God's throw our situations into the sea of forgetfulness and brings them up no more. That is not how man is set up. Man will remind you of the things that he or she feels like you did for the rest of your life. It's sad. It's not fair. It's very unfortunate, but that is how it is. That is just the human makeup. That is just the human makeup. And you think that Christians and Christ followers would be following in the lead of Christ, and some do. But most of us, most people don't. Most people don't. You understand? And yes, somebody can change. They can turn a new leaf. They could want a lease on life. They could start over afresh, because we know, old things are passed away. Behold, the new things have come. This is what we are under Christ. We're new creatures in Christ. He doesn't look at our past, but unfortunately, that is not the way man does it. That is not the way man goes about. Man will throw up anything and everything that you have done in your life up in your face constantly and remind you of it. It's so unfortunate. And so that's why I said, as long as Melody Cherie or any of the others, it seems like Melody Cherie has more trouble than the others on this platform. But I'm saying, as long as she's attached to this platform, all this negativity is going to surround. So again, all the good that she did trying to share her story so that it can help someone else, all of that will be picked apart, used for good and bad, and she will constantly be reminded of it. As many people love her and adore her, there will be always people who don't like something you did, don't like the way you went about this, don't like the way you handled this. There will always be controversy, no matter who you are, with your story that you had a right to tell. But there will always be people there to pick it apart and find the fault in what you did. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
You can date.
Let me tell you something. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
You can date Martel.
And right now, you might be triple-minded.
Quadruple-minded. Don't make no decisions until you're ready. Just date and play the field.
Oh,
Find you.
I ain't gonna do all that, but no, I'm just enjoying myself, though, man. I'm wondering why everybody always want to discuss my dating life, like, all the time. Last time I saw you, you know.
Yeah, we need to know about that dating life. We'll get into that in just a moment. The drama continues to rock Rocket City, USA. OWN TV's Love and Marriage Huntsville is back for another season filled with fireworks. The new episodes follow some of the city's most accomplished, dynamic couples as they navigate through business deals, family drama, and broken promises. And joining me right now with more on all the tea, the executive producer, Carlos King, and cast member, Martel Holt. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me this morning.
Nice to see you, Shari.
It's good to see you, too, King Carlos. Should we just say?
Thank you for having us.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Martel. And I'm going to start off with you, Carlos, because you're the creator of the show and the executive producer. Talk to us about how this all came into fruition. And, I mean, were you expecting this kind of success?
You know, well, the first question, I met Melody and Martel Holt, who were married at the time, in 2013, and they came to me like, we want to do a show about home flipping or property preservation. I said, okay, I got something bigger for y'all. And so long story short, they introduced me to their friends. The show came about that way, and we did not know that years later we would be the #1 show on the network, but it truly is because of these couples who are really giving everything to the show.
Yeah, Martel, what do you think about the secret sauce that you add to it? Do you think it's well, what do you think it is?
I think it's a team.
Yeah.
Team effort. You know, everybody being authentic and it being, you know, organic too, though. You know, because a lot of people, they go through a lot of things in life, and I guess we're just not afraid to put it on TV.
We're going to dive into some of the things that you go into life. You know,
just don't go into the history books.
I mean, but you have to you have to know a little bit of the history to understand what's going on in current events, don't we?
I'll take that.
You have a beautiful family, you know. When it was intact, when you had the marriage with Melody, did you ever think to yourself, this may not be a good idea to put my entire family out there for everybody to see and on display, and then to see what happened and demise of your relationship really just happening, all imploding on national television?
Yeah, Mel and I, we chose to put it out there because we felt that it'd be relatable and we possibly can help other marriages and that's on the rocks, because you don't know what can help you or whatnot. But you know, it was tough. You know, a lot of the things that we went through, it was, you know, sometimes I look at it, I wish it wasn't on TV though.
So you kind of blame the show, in a sense.
Not for the demise of our marriage or whatnot, but the after effect, because right now it's still in the after effect mode right now to this day, you know. I'd be a lie if I didn't tell you that TV, if it didn't play a role in it, because it did.
And Carlos, I think it also affected you too, because you were friends with them, and we saw in the reunion, you were very emotional about it. I mean, you broke down, which was really interesting, and to see a host, really, when you're talking about the cast members, because you really were vested in each and every one of them. And then when you saw what happened, it must have taken, like, you know, a personal effect to you as well.
Absolutely. I think the biggest misconception that some reality producers get is that we're heartless, we're just there to expose these people's lives. And one thing I will say about my relationship with the cast, especially Martel and Melody, who I knew first, I do have genuine love for them. I met them when they were at the greatest place in their marriage. So to see years later the demise happening is not something I think is interesting in terms of, oh, well, let's continue filming. And he can attest to this. Behind the scenes, I'm talking to them, hoping they can work things out. I was rooting for them, and I still am rooting for them to get to a good place in their lives.
Not for them to get back together?
Well, look,
co-parenting.
I think
you kind of want to see them.
Well, you know,
we won't say everything that's going on in the show because you kind of, it's interesting. Even some of the people, you know, the cast members, you know, I hate to say cast members, but
that's fine.
They're also kind of rooting for you both to get back together, and they kind of have a feeling that you still have feelings for your ex-wife.
Well, you know,
Besides her being the mother of your beautiful children.
you know that's number one for me. You know, I'm gonna always love her and have love for her because we do have children. We do have a lot of good history too, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we went through all those years and it wasn't love there. So with me now, I still love her to this day. You know, I wish the best for her, and whatever God brings our way, that's just what it's going to be.
And thank you for being honest, too, and showing that as a man, as a black man, it's okay to say that I made mistakes and I'm going to get therapy, I'm going to get help.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how that has helped to your journey and forgiving yourself probably, too, for everything that you've done?
Yeah, I think first, whenever you go through things in life, and if it is your fault, I mean, you accept full responsibility. Because if not, if you don't hold yourself accountable, you'll continue to make those same mistakes. And you know, me going to counseling a lot, like to this day, you know, I'm able to open up because, you know I hurt her earlier on or whatnot, but still, I'm hurt too.
Yeah, so there's shared responsibility.
Yeah, shared responsibility. So, you know, and me seeking counsel is a way for me to have my outlet.
That's good.
Yeah, and where it's like no judgment zone too, though, you know.
And you're having your outlet. You're dating. You got a little bit of a smile on your face. So who's putting that smile on your face? Martel?
Life.
Life.
Yeah, life.
Her name
life
is
beautiful.
Shari?
Life is beautiful. Oh, yeah. You know, Shari and I, we're really good friends.
I think we're actually looking at a picture of her. Look, some video right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a really sweet woman.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah, she's very beautiful inside and out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's where you're going to leave it right there?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Well, you're going to, and I've seen some, you know, we're going to be watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Shari is on that show, too. And I see that you're going to be making some little appearances here and there.
Oh, man, I jumped in that thing and killed that.
You killed it.
I jumped in and killed that right there. I can't wait till that.
He's the hot sauce.
All right, for the hot sauce. Well, we're running out of time, but what can we look forward to in this season? I know it's already, it's so good. It's so good this season.
I would say expecting unexpected, and the beauty of this season is you're going to get different storylines from our individuals who are part of the cast. And, you know, Shari makes an appearance, and you know, Shari has to remind somebody, you're not going to check this boo.
Oh, yeah.
So
check me, boo.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic season. It really is.
Good job. Martel?
Yeah, I guess exactly what you guys been getting for the past, 5 seasons?
Yes.
You know, authenticity.
Yeah.
Just real life drama. And just real life, you know, your ups and downs and things of that nature. So it's happy times, sad times.
Yeah. Sad times. And we also have Real Housewives of D.C. as well.
So Love and Marriage D.C.
Love and Marriage
that's
DC.
okay. Love and Marriage D.C. as well. And the blueprint is Huntsville, and we're excited the fact that was a launching pad to D.C. So, you know, we're growing and building, and my biggest thing is making sure that these black folks are building an empire and generational wealth for their families, and they are definitely the epicenter of that.
It really is wonderful to see it all play out on the screen. Thank you both for joining me this morning. Continued success to both of you. Love and Marriage Huntsville airs Saturday nights. Yes, I do watch it on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, I'm not going to say